I'm chilling on a Sunday evening when my buddy Pernia shows me something on Discord and tells me that it's Wapeach. She proceeded to tell me that it was a design for a Mario tennis game on the GameCube that was shown on the designer's social media before being deleted soon after. The gears in my head start turning. Why was Wapeach left on the cutting room floor? Then I began to really look at the design and it hit me. If I were not told this is Wapeach, I never would have concluded that it was Wapeach. So, for this video, I'm going to redesign Wapeach while explaining my rationale and methods. First, I should introduce myself. Hi, I'm Dash Zero. I'm an artist. I've been designing characters for quite a while. I was taught by one of the best in the business. I won't mention her name because I ghosted a long time ago and suspect she may be rightly pissed at me. Shit was complicated, wish I could apologize, moving on. I placed 6th in the Street Fighter V costume design competition, so I'm not entirely talking out of my ass. I accept money for designing characters, so I should be able to state with confidence that I'm pretty damn good. I stream mostly art fairly often on Twitch, so catch me live. In no uncertain terms, designing Wapeach likely had its challenges, and by no stretch of the imagination did the original artist Yuzumpo do a bad job. I feel that there were a few pitfalls they fell into that I will go over shortly. As I previously mentioned, I couldn't immediately conclude that it was a corrupted version of Peach, or an anti-Peach, if you will. With Wario and Waluigi, it's immediately apparent that we're looking at a corrupted version of Mario and Luigi. Sure, the brooch and crown are there, but there's nothing in the original Wapeach design that screams corruption. The challenges related to this that I can imagine are real head-scratchers, starting with proportion. Wario takes Mario and makes him fatter by stretching him out horizontally and shrinking his legs. The mass that would have been in his legs is then moved to his arms. Point the ears, add a jagged mustache, dark circles around the eyes, and adjust the nose, and that's Wario. Waluigi is basically a taller, lankier Luigi in better physical shape. It's really clear that they took the physical characteristics of Mario and Luigi and further exaggerated them to extents approaching extremes. And it worked! With Peach, however, this method becomes a bit more difficult. For starters, Peach's body is unremarkably perfect, at least judging by the riding suits in Mario Kart. A lithe and demure figure whose trademark silhouette is mostly provided by her clothes. How do you exaggerate that to show corruption? The obvious answers would be to either make her buff or give her the Jessica Rabbit treatment. The problem with both of those approaches is that they're too obvious, and making her fat as a corrupted version of the character? Bah! I don't have the time or gumption to fight that Twitter war. So, what do I propose? The Bayonetta treatment. Make her legs comically long, and maybe broaden her hips a smidge. Remember how I described Wario's facial features? There's a somewhat inherent revulsive quality in the designs of Wario and Waluigi. The initial feeling when looking at those two is that something about them looks wrong. Like, we have Mario at home wrong. How do you do the same for Wapeach while still remaining somewhat palatable? My answer? Give her the dark circles as eyeshadow, but make her eyes somewhat beady like Waluigi and Wario. I would also adjust her nose to Gerudo proportions. I'd keep her hair roughly analogous to Peach, but I'd use sharper, jagged angles with an exaggerated swoop here and there. I think the biggest problem with Wapeach's design is that she was made specifically for a tennis game. Wait a second, Dash, you say? Waluigi was made specifically for a tennis game. Yes, this is undoubtedly true. However, the creator of Wapeach was likely screwed by the context of the game they were working on. Think about it like this. Mario, Luigi, and Wario didn't need any significant design changes in the first Mario Tennis, so Waluigi only needed to be designed to fit that template. Wapeach was only designed to play tennis. So, to get around that, I'm designing Wapeach's attire off the court and using that information to design appropriate tennis attire for the character. With Wapeach's dress, I wanted to go with something that looked dangerous and slender. Roughly analogous to Peach's dress, but with its own identity. Peach, Rosalina, and Daisy's dresses provide them with rounded forms that give off a friendly vibe. Where possible, I try to incorporate the subliminal W that are also in Wario and Waluigi's designs. You'll see them most prominently in the chest line of Wapeach's dress, as well as the hem of her skirts. Wapeach doesn't have a mustache, so I got a bit creative and used the line of her main bang to complete the W's in her eyebrows. The points on the elbows of the gloves also help to construct a subliminal W if we take into account the imaginary point made by the neckline. The brooch was made into a diamond shape primarily to support the subliminal W's in all of the Wapeach designs I'm doing here. Next up was the tennis attire. Wapeach is approximately a head and a half taller than Peach, assuming both of their heads are the same size. I looked into women's tennis wear and found that dress codes have historically been quite restricted. Given that information, I wanted to give her an outfit that's just barely allowed and somewhat imposing. The sports bra opens up her midriff and provides a not-so-subliminal W. For her skirt, I added leather spiked panels just to make something frivolously ridiculous, because this is Mario Tennis. I kept the spiked armband from the original design, but added a knee and elbow brace to give the impression that she's determined to win, as well as provide some asymmetry. I got rid of the head covering as I couldn't make sense of it, but fear not, it makes a return in the extra. For funsies, I made a Mario Kart riding outfit for Wapeach. Right away, I wanted to differentiate her from Rosalina, Peach, and Daisy by giving her the appearance of a, quote, bad girl. Lo and behold, the head covering returns as a riding helmet. The brooch has to be there, of course. I used the collars of her undershirt and short jacket to make a subliminal W. I put spikes on the shoulders of her jacket just to have something ridiculous there, but not quite as ridiculous as her piranha plant belt buckle. For her boots, I bring back the strap flap things, yes, that is a technical term, and angle them upwards to help make a couple of subliminal W's. I've just now realized that I never went over my headcanon for how this character fits into the Mario world. I imagine Wapeach to be the princess of some coin kingdom so unfathomably rich that her crown is made of iron because gold is used for almost everything else. I figure Wario's materialistic streak is there in part because he wants to impress Wapeach with his wealth, but she doesn't care for him at all. Waluigi is just small folk that she hears about from time to time. She hates Mario and Luigi primarily because they oppose Bowser, and she loves her some Bowser, who doesn't care for her at all. Surprisingly, she probably tolerates Peach. Seeing as to how coins are around the Mushroom Kingdom, they probably have dealings and treaties and stuff. When I was finished with the designs, I realized that I had forgotten to redden the nose a bit to add some additional wah into this design. When I showed it to my buddy Pernia, she suggested 80s blush, and by gum it worked. Not only did it bring out Wapeach's cheekbones, it helped to sharpen her face somewhat, further enhancing the sharp and dangerous feeling of the character. Makeup works wonders, people. Alright, that's the end of this design challenge video. I had fun with this, and it was quite challenging, especially considering that I don't get to do cartoony stuff like this at all. What do you all think? Comment, like, and subscribe. If you have any ideas for future design challenges that you'd like to see me take on, leave a comment. If it's interesting enough, I just might do it. Until next time, we're all hunting for something. Be safe, stay sharp, and hunt well. Peace!